What is range in acting? That is usually meant to be the highest compliment an actor could receive. Range. A character actor has range, and he can play a variety of different roles. Usually you hear guys like Daniel Day-Lewis get really credited with having such a wide versatility of range, and it's amazing to see an actor be able to slip into different roles in and out. And as much as it is impressive, and Daniel Day-Lewis is legitimately one of my favorite actors of all time, starring in some of my favorite movies of all time, so I'm kind of going to go out on a limb here and say something a bit controversial. Range is overrated in acting. See, and maybe this is just dependent on what I consider good acting as opposed to what other people consider good acting. But the more important thing about acting to me is believability and fit. An acting performance is not good because it is so wildly different from another performance. An acting performance is good because it fits well within the world and is a believable version of a human being you're seeing on screen, if that makes sense. Actors that can deliver lines naturally, feel well attuned with the tone and setting of the world are, to me, much more important than actors who don't do that thing. Because the truth of it is, that's most actors. Not to get too high and mighty, but most actors are more about finding the roles that really fit well for them. And what you'll find usually is those roles emulate their personality. And I see this a lot, this idea pop up that if an actor has no range, that they're not good. And I really resent that. If an actor plays similar characters in every movie and doesn't change the type of performance, one, it is incredibly difficult to get up onto camera and give a good, consistent performance in every single thing that you do. That's usually considered the high watermark of an actor. But two, what? Because if your criteria for an actor is that they must give a different type of performance in every movie, then a lot of what is legitimately considered the greatest actors in the world would be categorized as bad actors. Take Marlon Brando, for example. What will a Marlon Brando character most likely be? At times, somebody who seems on the verge of exploding into anger, most likely broody. That's pretty much every Marlon Brando character in some regard or another. Is he a bad actor because he stuck to the same? No, of course not. No. Acting is judged by performance and believability and fit. Because the truth of it is, I see even guys like Tom Hanks get accused of having little range. And it's like, well, no, but come on. This is absolutely ridiculous. The problem with some actors isn't that they play the same character over and over again. The problem with some actors is just, frankly, they're not that good of an actor. And I'll leave it to you to decide who and what is not a good actor. That's not my decision, but I'm just tired of ranges. Here's a good analogy in my head. When you hear people talk about range with actors, it's kind of in the same way when like developers talk about the amount of pixels in a game or like 300 hours of gameplay. It's what do you use that with? Is it better to be really good at one thing or kind of mediocre at a bunch of things? Anyways, thank you for... I'm sorry if my voice sounds weird. I'm very sick right now, but I needed to get that out of my soul. Okay, you